Kansas State has one of the youngest teams that Jeff Mittie has ever deployed. So a contrast for sure. And K-State just lets TCU have the tap. And you're going to see a distinct size advantage today for the Horned Frogs, who went 12-0 during non-conference play. Olivia Miles, she of the 3 straight triple-doubles, one of 3 players to ever do that on the women's side. Back out to Suarez, who actually had a triple-double as well, and she has it stolen away by Brandy Harrod out front. Harrod with the clean pick and smoothly to the bucket. The freshman from Oklahoma City has the first 2.
We'll talk about Harrod a lot. She's one of the best defenders on the Wildcat team, and they're going to really need her today.
And TCU, meanwhile, needs Clara Silva. As you look at the TCU starting 5, they've gone with this for most of the year. Silva needed to have a huge game and make good decisions down low for Mark Campbell.
Clara Silva's going to really have to step up, play a little bit more minutes than she's used to.
On the baseline, Janessa Cotton in and out, and Harrod, who gives everything she has and definitely has the effort as a freshman, comes up with the offensive rebound. And K-State gets another chance with it. Taryn Sides, leading scorer for the team, and 15th best in the conference at 14.5 points a game, pulls Silva out, and Silva blocks the shot. Wow, what a start.
We love the defense that Silva played right there. Even though they got that switch, which K-State once and thought was a disadvantage, Clara Silva made it up with her length.
Silva's 20th block of the season. Instead, another touch for Silva. The double never comes. And against Harrod, who only goes at 5'11", off the glass, no good. Suarez had the rebound, stripped away, and Cotton comes up with a steal.
I think, we'll talk a lot about the Wildcat defense, but they're already making it difficult here in the first 2 minutes for TCU and just really making them uncomfortable, but that's a part of their game plan. It's not a coincidence. 15
turnovers forced a game this season. But, of course, the aggression goes up once he hit Big 12 action. The wraparound pass by Gina Garcia, the Spaniard. Cotton gets a look from just inside the circle and rains home a 16-footer.
Cotton does have that 15 to 18-foot range, and so you'll see a lot of her taking those shots.
Well, Spaniard against a Portuguese player. The ball is knocked away by Gina Garcia, and right back up the floor. Brandy Harrod, the beneficiary. She has 4 of the first 6 for Kansas State.
Kansas State has thrown the first punch here, and TCU has to respond.
For TCU last time out, Maddie Shear did not play in the game with a back issue as Olivia Miles skips to the hole and has her first 2.
And when we talk about just the different teams, TCU has a whole new lineup as well as K-State from the last time they saw each other. But K-State doesn't have an Olivia Miles, and so that's TCU's advantage.
Love the bonus offense early on by Kansas State. It's not their leading scorers that are getting it done so far. It's Harrod with 4 and Cotton with 4. Miles out to Suarez. Great look at a triple, and she drops it in. Those 2 have been a deadly combination all season. Both at more than 18 points per game. And an offensive foul called against Nastya Klassens. After Cotton had come out, she is right back on as Brandy Harrod sits down. Miles fires it into Shear. Shear, after missing a game, nearly turns it over, tries to bump it out front. It's through the legs of Arenas and out of bounds.
There was a wide open short corner jumper that Maddie should have took right there.
Back to live action. Olivia Miles takes Cotton into the paint and then backs her out with 3 to shoot. A deep triple. Wow! Olivia Miles starting well in Big 12 play. Olivia Miles has been shooting the 3 better and better as the season's gone on. 37% coming into the matchup. TCU has 3 players with more than 25 makes and shooting better than 40%. Wraparound feed. Cotton steps into a 14-footer. Right back at her. Long rebound. Silva, the leading rebounder for TCU, had it for a moment. But the extra effort by Cotton to keep the possession alive. And Arenas drops in the lefty 3.
They've had a little bit of difficulty with the maturity of their team, but I want you to know one thing about Jeff Mittie is he's going to have his team prepared.
Silva on the pick and roll, able to roll it home thanks to the height advantage inside. The dime by Olivia Miles. TCU is a team shooting 71%. Kansas State against a team that leads the nation in field goal percentage defense, shooting 63%. Klassens into the lane. The scoop shot goes. Everybody's been shooting so well. K-State at 55%, TCU at 63%. Another turnover on Suarez. And TCU, that is the fourth giveaway. Here's Taryn Sides. 10 on the shot clock. Sets up Cotton, the ball fake on Silva. Throws it through to Tess Heel, the Australian in for the first time. Classens along the baseline, just out of room. Cotton late in the shot clock. Can't make it go, but Arenas is able to box out Miles to get a second chance.
And there's been a couple of times where TCU has played really good defense up into the shot. They've got to finish those possessions with a rebound.
Handoff. Sides gives it up. Arenas been shooting the three ball well as of late. Miles is right there. Now Sides leans into a deep one, and Suarez pulls down the carom for TCU. Horned Frogs wanted to get out in transition. Great look off down to Silva, and once more a show-stopping dime by Olivia Miles.
Silva open because the defender thought to go out to Donovan Hunter.
Hunter 41% from three this season. That's sixth best in the conference. Cotton extends Silva again and rains home a 17-footer. Good start for Janessa Cotton.
Yeah, Cotton averages about 5.5 points, so like you're saying, it's a really good start for her, especially early.
Double team on Suarez. Able to come out with it. Has the smaller player on her and tries to step through and dumps it down to Silva. Good sharing between the posts for TCU.
And I think she's done a really good job of growing throughout the season, that she's really, slowed down and played to her strengths.
Arenas downhill, just lips it in and out. Miles fires it up to Suarez. Stops in transition and finds Miles again. TCU back in front, but they trailed more in the first quarter today than they have in any first quarter this season. And now they're up by 3 thanks to Miles and the and one.
To get downhill when she knows that she has an angle, it's really over for the defender.
It's only been done 2 other times in women's basketball history. 46% from 3 over the last 5 games and making it 10 a game. They're only 1 of 5 to start. Tess Heel fed into the shot blocker, and Silva says, "Don't mind if I do."
And that's the second time that Silva has gotten a block in that 15 to 18-foot range. Again, she's really just making it difficult.
Clara Silva, there's been something different about her over the last 3 games or so. And for TCU, it's great to see her continue that into conference play as well. As Miles pounds it against Anaya Foy, a freshman out of Katy, Texas, near Houston. But Miles downhill again, stops on a dime. The fadeaway drops it in, 9 in the first quarter. Here comes Sides, only 3 left in the quarter. Pitch off to Harrod, lets it go late. It does not count, or would not have counted anyway. Clara Silva coming alive, and the Horned Frogs in front by 5. It just keeps rising for her. And it's one of those things where you don't know if there's a ceiling for Clara Silva because she is one of the younger pieces on this team.
I keep forgetting that she's only a sophomore. She's come in and just really played well for TCU.
On the pick and pop, Sides finds her rod, but unable to knock it down. And again, Silva able to control it. Suarez, good ball fake on her rod. Stops, twirls, finds Shear. Now they're trying to get it back to Silva again because she is dominating. There's just nobody that can stop her right now for K-State. Grabs her own and scores through the Classens contact. Over the last 2, averaging 17.5 points a game and shooting a whopping 84%. Downhill, Gina Garcia, so good at doing that. Had a game earlier this season, won the game on a driving layup as the buzzer sounded across the Metroplex against SMU.
And we talked about that this is one of the youngest teams that he's had.
Silva's going to get a rest for the first time. And Bielefeld is on for TCU for the first time. Donovan Hunter out of the corner. Rains home a 3 off the assist by Shear. McCarron up to Classens. In transition. Shear slaps it off the knee of Classens and out. An elite defensive play. They're not. They've not tried an appeal at home this season as Shear ties it up and he's going to get it back anyway. TCU outscoring Kansas State in the early moments of the second quarter, 5-2, as the game has slowed down a bit after a torrid pace to begin. Offense a little stagnant. Hunter moves it now. Hunter underneath. Suarez. This time she's attacked and fouled. Her first career triple-double. 20 points, 10 rebounds, 10 assists in just 31 minutes of work last time out.
And I'm not sure if it's just because it's a Big 12 play, really excited, trying to come in, but
Cotton waiting patiently. And Suarez, look at the way she feeds into her, knocks it off of Cotton, and out. It's TCU basketball.
So Suarez was able to just stay down.
Suarez thought as a pro prospect. Got some pro scouts in attendance today. Miles on the fall away. Rebound poked out to the corner. Good second effort by Anaya Foy to go find it. And K-State wants some easy points in transition after such a good start in this one. They're now down by 9. So Cotton in the paint against Shear, and she just pulls it away. Maddie Shear, willing defender. Extra pass, back to Suarez. Three-pointer is down in transition. A kill shot by the Frogs.
We love that. Game does recognize game.
Game does recognize game. What's your biggest shout-out you got of all time?
My mom. Shout out to my mom.
You hear that, Mom? Absolutely. Double the Christmas gifts this year, Mama. As Garcia's left alone and hits the three.
This is extra offense like you talked about earlier.
And Garcia's plenty capable, but looked at as a distributor. Here's a freshman as Bigby takes her outside, tries to cross her up, gets dislodged, and Garcia comes out with it. K-State trying to slice into the lead. They were down by 12, their largest margin of deficit, as Bielefeld trails the play and comes up with the block.
Use her length. Again, got beat on the first step, but recovered.
It's a block party here at TCU. They average 8 blocks a game at home this season, top 10 in the nation in blocks per contest. Harad just forcing the issue against Bielefeld, who picks up her first foul.
If she's playing well or if she's not, her effort is always there, and you're seeing that on the floor.
Only a 44% foul shooter. That's a part of her game that can expand. Harad has started every game. Last few have been a little bit up and down. Only 4 points and 4 rebounds a game while shooting 30% from the floor, and misses on both here. The starters minus Shearer out there for TCU, but it's knocked away, and Gina Garcia up the floor. Arenas is blocked by Silva, her third, but boy, there to follow it up. Used to lining up against Olivia Miles. Miles fades, fires off the mark, and Silva called for this one.
Can't look at the record of what they did before because everybody's coming in with a new energy.
Isela Arenas trying to get on the reverse. Silva again blocks it away for Clara Silva. She rejects her 4th shot of the first half. Or however you say it in Portuguese. I'm going to have to call my friend. TCU's offense not as smooth here in the quarter. Suarez back out to Hunter. 10 to shoot. Suarez wants it in the paint. Backing in on Harad. Harad standing tall. And finally Suarez off 4 bounces gets the roll.
The mismatch there that they have in the paint.
And we say she's had a tough day. And yes, she's turned it over a handful of times. But 9 points already for Suarez. Again, you look up and the production's there. Gina Garcia takes the handoff downhill. Dislodged by Olivia Miles. She puts it into 5th gear. The afterburners for 2.
Olivia Miles in an open court is a scary sight.
That's why she wears goggles, right? Is you've got to learn how to dictate, the spacing yourself, as Miles knocks it to herself off the Spicer miss. Miles head up all the way. Delaying, has the advantage. Another and one as Olivia Miles continues to do work in her new home.
And I don't know where the miscommunication was, but nobody picked up ball. And Olivia Miles had
15 points and 5 assists. She's been incredibly consistent. And give her 13 and 3 so far, plus 2 rebounds in this one. It's a tie ball on the rebound.
I'm not sure. I think she established her pivot foot off the hop and then could go off of that, but hey.
5th turnover. Hand in her face. Spicer unable to hit. Suarez is on a double-double pace, coming off her first career triple-double. TCU has the largest lead at 13. Downhill, Hunter to the cup.
And I said Donovan Hunter's been quiet, but I promise you she is still on the court making things happen.
TCU able to do it without Olivia Miles. Sides in the 2-player game, held and fouled. Taryn Sides called to really step up. Aoka Lee, who had been there for 7 years. I mean, these are huge shoes to fill. So TCU in the bonus. The game clock to shot clock difference is 7.6. Miles. Again, you got to stop the ball.
You've got to stop the ball. And she's getting downhill to her strong hand every single time. I'm sure that's going to be a point of emphasis at the halftime.
Olivia Miles has had at least 15 points in every game this season. Gina Garcia, she's trying to get downhill. Slips it back to Harad. Shakes the shoulders with 3 to shoot. Inside. Ooh. Deft move against Silva. She's able to flick it home for the final points of the first half for K-State. The Wildcats start well. Same type of story for Jeff Mitty and K-State. There has to be a different mindset, and so far, TCU's passed the test.
Yeah, mindset is something he really talked to us about, because the difference from his first 2 years here is that they're now being the hunted, and they have to handle that with maturity.
And a player that's handling the first half and now on to the third with a great deal of maturity beyond her years is sophomore Clara Silva, now up to 12 points in this affair and 8 rebounds.
And I hope she continues to be decisive and really, work in the paint.
This offense stuck for K-State. They try to spread it out. Garcia dancing against Suarez. Gives it up to Cotton. The shot blocker's there. Klassens, guarded by Miles, tries to rip down on her, and Klassens able to finish. Nastia Klassens had 2 in the first quarter. That's only her second bucket.
And she held on to it really well, because that's exactly what Olivia Miles likes to do, is get her hands down there.
Dono to the bucket, unable to hit, but Silva grabs the rebound, nearing a double-double. Hunter in the paint, turns and fires over sides.
And that's just having a knack for the ball. She didn't really know where she was, gathered herself, and went up.
Stuck behind the screen, but because it was a moving screen, wipe off that basket.
Again, like you said, saved by the bell.
And again, Miles having a field day getting to the glass. And once more, a stoppage for an offensive foul. And Jeff Mitty doesn't think his team is getting the calls on the road that he would like to see. They try to finish the possession, but instead gives it up. Now, Sides won't pass up on this one. That's a huge 3. 1 K-State needed badly. Terrence Sides. Lena Girardi of OSU, the only other player in the Big 12 with more, made 3s this season. Shear tried to steal it back after it was taken away underneath by Cotton. Long comeback for K-State, but it needs to start right now as they look to grind down this game in Fort Worth. The Big 12 opener. Sides, another look. Back-to-back? No. Way short, and Shear comes out with a rebound.
And miscommunication there on defense by TCU. And again, Sides just unable to take advantage.
Olivia Miles against her rod. What can you do?
She flexes on him. Again, they haven't stopped her.
Olivia Miles has really shown her ability to play as a one-on-one player in this game. Harad down on the ground, such a next-level effort player. And speaking of, Klassens to Sides, the extra passing off to Cotton. Number 9, Horned Frogs, 33 straight home wins, tied with Texas for the most active in Division I. Nice job by Suarez to force her way past the freshman.
K-State's taking so long to get into what they actually want to do. 5 seconds left on the clock.
Spicer traveled, they didn't get it. Arenas for 3, and that's out of bounds off the standard. And they need to get, I don't know, maybe Kennedy Basham out there or something like that. But John Little back alongside Jada Curtis and the whole crew. Oh, Suarez just going to work on the freshman. Again, TCU, the oldest, most experienced team in the nation this season against one of the youngest teams. Terrence Sides, the third-year junior, one of the elder statesmen for TCU, or for Kansas State, I should say. And Anaya Boyd gets a very tough shot to go as she wings it to the hole. Hunter into the paint. Good delay. Miles attacks the carom.
And we talked about it in her triple-doubles of how she's, has to set an intention to really go rebound.
Averaging 7.9 assists per game. Held to Just 3 assists in this contest, but up to 20 points now, and that is her 4th 20-piece this season.
You see her reaction to get the 2 free throws to go. She started the game 0 of 2.
Garcia rejects the screen all the way underneath. Catch and shoot triple off by Foy. And a tough shooting day continues for K-State. 3 of 16 from deep. Here's Olivia Miles. Little showtime in transition. Leaves it long. Cotton clears the carom just barely.
And that one didn't go, but a lot of them have today. But here's another opportunity for TCU out in transition. After
Foy's miss, Miles, hands off, sheer, 4-3, around and off. Bielefeld powers up and goes to the line to shoot 2 after her offensive rebound. Bielefeld coming off one of her better offensive performances. One part of her game that needs to come around is the shooting. But she is a good foul shooter.
Especially in the non-conference, just getting some time, getting used to and acclimated to college basketball.
A lot of players like that these days coming over from Europe with a lot of experience, but still not at this level as Cotton knocks down her first field goal since early on in the third quarter. She's up to 10 points, her 3rd double-digit game of the season. Olivia Miles, again, they're having trouble stopping her.
Olivia Miles has put herself in the position to get down the chute and get downhill.
Olivia Miles' career high is 30. Back in her freshman season at Notre Dame. 2 double-doubles in her last 3 games, 12 points, 10 rebounds. Digby knocks it away from Garcia. Sheer has no idea it's at her heels.
She's taking face guarding Taryn's sides very seriously, even if she's so far away from the basket. She said, I got my defensive assignment.
She is so focused, as is this TCU team. Sometimes you can have a lack of focus in that last game before you get to the holiday, but no lack of focus today for Olivia Miles and TCU. She's up to 26 points.
And it's an intention for TCU to score in the paint, and they're doing just that.
Cotton in the trees, only 2 to shoot. Claassens, good if it goes, but off the mark. Kansas State's poor shooting since the first quarter rolls on, and thanks to an outburst. Giveaways for both teams to start the 4th quarter. Sides going to the reverse.
And the play they just ran is something that we had in our playbook as well, and it works every single time.
So why don't you run it every time, right? And Claassens gets a back-to-back bucket.
You see, you can't do it too much because then people catch on.
It's like in football. Just run the touchdown play again.
Easy.
Olivia Miles, 25 in this one, scooping to the bucket.
TCU, they normally shoot or attempt about 27 threes in a game. Right now, they've only attempted 10. Of course, they're going to take the wide open threes, but they're not doing it as they normally would.
I'd be interested to hear from Mark Campbell about that after the game, but what's your thought? Why has it gone like that as Garcia gets the step on Sheer and will head to the line to shoot 2?
Let's go ahead and make it a point to continually put K-State at a disadvantage.
And this pick and roll team, they can hurt you in the paint. They can hurt you from 3. TCU, from the floor in this game, 52%. It's better than their season average. Hunter patiently underneath. Sets up Silva against the smaller Garcia, and Silva is able to make her pay inside. Garcia looks to get downhill. Sides. Able to sidestep in transition. A deep 3, and it's bottoms for Taryn Sides with equally impressive outings.
Exactly. You know, win an Ole Miss, and then you play a San Diego State team. Tough team, but again, you lose there by 11. And so it's just been really up and down, like you said. So he's just cautious of how his team is going to come and perform.
Olivia Miles was talked about as the returning All-American for TCU, the player that is putting together a case to be an All-American as well.
In post-game media, something that was asked was why they chose TCU together. Just being able to come here, do it together, do it with selfless people who are just really good at basketball and want to get better is why they both came to Fort Worth.
And in the end, as Spicer scores for the first time, everybody wants to win.
And before it was like, you know, we want to win games, we want to do this and that. And now it's we want to host in the NCAA tournament. That's what the standard is now.
Experience winning. Donovan Hunter has been in the Elite Eight every year as a player. You know, you think about Hunter's Elite Eight.
And 9 of the 11 members on TCU roster played in the 2025 NCAA tournament, you know, outside of the freshmen. So coming in here with experience in those big moments.
Wow. TCU already at their season average in blocks with 8 and none for K-State. Three-pointer off the mark by Sides. And Shear gets a chance to run the flow. Miles. Career high is 30. She's at 27. Miles underneath. Flicks it and hits it. Olivia Miles just toying. TCU has cleaned it up a little bit after struggling with turnovers early. Boy, high off the glass and good. And then homestand against Oklahoma State and Arizona State before going out to the mountains of West Virginia. Suarez in the painted area. Senses that 3 in the lane call coming, so she evacuates. Olivia Miles is back in, one shy of tying a career high. Instead, Suarez, late in the shot clock, drops through the rainbow.
Being able to find the bottom of the net with the shot clock winding down.
Marta up to 18. Bielefeld fouls Anaya 4.
It's such a green light offense here with TCU, and they space the floor so well, but you also have teammates who are willing to pass and willing to.
A 3 or a 4 at the next level. You've got to be able to shoot that ball well from outside, and Suarez has shown it. Also rebounded her position as well as anybody. 8 rebounds in the game for Suarez. Here's Bigby. On the full pivot. Suarez the ball fake. Downhill. Past Cotton. Lays it in with the left hand. The full array of moves for Marta Suarez.
She's getting a couple of those back.
Garcia crossing over on Suarez, and she loses her footing. Olivia Miles finishes with 29 today. She and Marta Suarez combining for 49 of the 72 for TCU.
For their first Big 12 conference game for both of them, and they have got a little taste of what the conference is like.
Veronica Sheffy gets her first opportunity to guard spot in a Big 12 game. Bigby is.
And just really the work that they put in is being displayed here early, and so just really happy for their success.
In fact, all the points but 2 have come from those 4. There's the full starter picture. Bigby the 2 of 2 trip.
Being able to get back to your Jan, really get established in Big 12 play, and hopefully get some wins in the column.
Spicer going baseline against Bielefeld. Bielefeld induced to lean.
Started to go up. She kind of put her hand down, and that's where the contact was called. Again, she's 6'4", and so she has the height advantage.
Spicer, part of the Jordan brand. Spicer knocking down both. Bigby
flowing through some offense here, and that's what they like to get as soon as she gets in the ball game. Natalie Mazurk is looking for the pick and pop behind the red line, and that's what she's known for, is knocking down those threes.
The crowd rises to its feet at Schollmaier. One of the best crowds of the year. Garcia able to hit the final 2 of this one, but it was TCU's day, nearly from start to finish. Mark Campbell's team